You're listening to AI Prism from Seoul Economic Daily.
Three numbers before the open. KOSPI up 3.56% to 6,813. 117 trillion won. And 9.4%. Samsung and SK Hynix's cash piles just exploded by more won than most companies make in a decade, and the Korean won just posted the biggest currency gain of any major economy on Earth. It's Friday, August 14th. Here's what today's story could mean for the Korean market. AI-driven memory chip demand pushed Samsung Electronics and SK Hynix to record quarterly profits, and their cash reserves are climbing just as fast. Foreign investors piled back into Korean equities this week, led by semiconductor heavyweights and their supply chain. At the same time, a stronger won and rising U.S. Treasury yields are reshaping the backdrop for anyone trading Korean stocks right now. Here's what the numbers show. Samsung Electronics and SK Hynix's combined cash and short-term financial assets jumped by about 117 trillion won, $82.3 billion this year, up 73% on average, as memory chip profits hit record highs. KOSPI closed up 3.56% at 6,813.34 on Thursday, its fourth straight day of gains. Foreign investors bought a net 2.1 trillion won, $1.5 billion, of Korean stocks Thursday, while retail investors sold 2.72 trillion won, $1.9 billion. Top two branded semiconductor ETFs tracking just Samsung and SK Hynix saw assets surge over 100% since May, even as broader chip ETFs shed 30% or more. MSCI's August review added LG Innotek to its Korea index and dropped four names including HLB and LG Display, effective August 31st. The won gained 9.4% against the dollar since July 1st, the largest appreciation of any major currency tracked by the Bank of Korea, pushing the exchange rate down to 1,416 won per dollar by August 11th. So what does this mean for the Korean market? Earlier, we said three numbers mattered before the open: the KOSPI rally, the 117 trillion won cash pile, and the won's 9.4% surge. Here's what that actually means for you. Semiconductor strength is now the single biggest driver of index direction, and foreign investors are following it closely. The ETF divergence toward top two products shows market conviction is narrowing specifically to Samsung and SK Hynix, not the broader chip sector. Rising U.S. Treasury yields and a stronger won are pulling in different directions for foreign capital, and that tension is worth tracking into next week. Three things to watch. MSCI's index rebalancing taking effect on August 31st. Whether foreign buying continues after this week's 2.1 trillion won net purchase, and the next U.S. Treasury auction and its impact on yield-sensitive sectors. That's today's AI Prism, Stock Investors. This episode was produced with AI assistance based on Seoul Economic Daily reporting and reviewed by a human editor. AI Prism is a Won IFRA award-winning series. We'll be back tomorrow.
You've been listening to AI Prism from Seoul Economic Daily.